The Lumix 20mm f1.7 is one of the smallest and lightest micro four thirds lenses. It is beloved by many photographers who prefer a super compact bright aperture prime lens. The lens weighs only 87 grams, has a flat, pancake-shaped design, keeping it at a low profile, very portable compared to other prime lenses. You can pair it with any compact cameras like the Lumix GX8, GX80, GX800, Olympus Pen F. It's absolutely brilliant for discreet photography style. The aesthetic design is simple, straightforward, a red dot marking the bayonet mounting position, 20mm painted in gold color next to it, very much akin to other Panasonic Leica lenses, but this one is only Panasonic, there's no Leica branding. Still, the build quality is very good and solid, plasticky but definitely well built. The focus ring has a nice resistance to it. There's no function buttons or aperture rings present. There's also no weather sealing on the back of the lens. Physically, it's a very good-looking, simple, low-key lens that goes very well on small rangefinder style cameras. The bright f1.7 maximum aperture is another major selling point for this lens. At this size, f1.7 is more than generous. The full-frame equivalent bokeh effect would be like f3.4 aperture. In combination with its close focusing distance of 0.2 meters, this lens can create some really nice subject separation when you get up close. It's a solid choice for product shots, casual portrait, especially if you like to incorporate environment into the portrait. It still has a bit of wide-angle look. 20mm on micro four thirds gives you the ever more popular 40mm focal length in full frames terms. If you cannot decide whether you want to go for a classic 35mm or a nifty 50mm, maybe you can have it both ways by picking the 40mm. Or is there more to it? 40mm is not all that different from 35mm in terms of field of view, but it does feel less constrained than a standard 50mm. I think most people that reviewed a lens with a 40mm equivalent focal length on YouTube will tell you the same. It has a natural look akin to human vision. It strikes a perfect balance between the two most popular focal lengths. It blends subject separation and environment inclusion in harmony. It's dramatic, versatile, and creative. You get the idea. However, the popularity also comes from the solid historical foundation, which I did not know, so I looked it up. 1. It's part of a legacy in compact cameras. The 40mm focal length gained prominence in the mid-20th century with compact rangefinder cameras like Rolei 35 and Minolta Hi-Matic, which often featured fixed 40mm lens. 2. Influence of Leica and rangefinders. Leica's Apple Summicron 40mm for rangefinders helped cement the focal length reputation. Photographers using Leica M systems appreciated its slightly wider normal view, which suited the rangefinder's focusing precision and compact design. This historical association ties 40mm to the golden age of photojournalism. 3. Connection to cinematic roots. In the 1960s and 70s, some cinematographers favored lenses around 40mm for their natural rendering on 35mm film, influencing still photographers who admired the cinematic aesthetic. This focal length became a bridge between photography and filmmaking, seen in the work of artists blending both mediums. The more you know. Now back to my review. Image quality of this lens is superb. The center is very sharp even at f1.7, only a bit soft around the edge at wide open. At f5.6, the resolution is excellent. Considering the age of this lens, the maximum sensor resolution for which it was initially designed was only 16 megapixel. But in my experience, it still holds up very well today on 20 megapixel and 25 megapixel sensor camera bodies. The autofocus is the biggest weakness of this lens. This lens actually does not support continuous autofocus. It will always go to single autofocus even if you select continuous autofocus in camera. So don't expect tracking shots or action photography with this lens from 2013. It was designed with a very simple point-and-shoot street photography in mind. When using this lens on G9 Mark II, there seems to be a slight lag between pressing the shutter button and the camera taking the shot. And the shutter closing and opening process is so slow, it feels like a a cat slowly blinking. On older bodies, however, it behaves a little bit more responsively and feels slightly snappier. Maybe it's the communication issue between this lens and newer cameras. Overall, the autofocus department of this lens just feels bizarre and out of date. Definitely an odd one, especially as a native Lumix lens. Despite the glaring shortcomings of this lens, it still won over many photographers' hearts over the years by its compactness, image quality, bright aperture, and budget pricing. Definitely a good pick for street photography as a day-to-day carry lens or as your first upgrade after basic kit zoom lens. If you have a bit higher budget, I actually recommend the Panasonic 15mm f1.7 over the Lumix 20mm f1.7. I prefer the wider field of view and versatility and a Leica swag. Plus the autofocus function is unhindered. But in the end, as a photographing tool, it's always a matter of how you envision your composition and what your preferred photographing process is. Just keep in mind that it doesn't do continuous autofocus. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe to help out the channel. Any purchase via Amazon affiliate link in the description would help a lot as well. Thank you and see you in the next video.